All right. Welcome back, everyone. Chris Driven here. I am going to be introducing a different type of video. So I'm not completely changing the way that I do things. Normally I want to try to share the experience of vehicles. And I do want to start getting into other things, automotive related. But for this one, I'm going to be adding on some storytelling while I'm on my way to work. And hopefully, if this gives you guys an idea as to how you can start vlogging, start doing some sort of content, I should actually show you the way you guys are placed on here, so in case you have an idea in mind later on. This is the way that I'm able to film. It's pretty ghetto, but it works. I have a flexible camera stand, but I'm not going to be getting too much into a story yet, but I do want to share why I'm going to start doing these. First of all, at the top of my head, I feel like it could be a pretty good outlet. We have about 30 minutes to talk. I could even make one on the way back home, and I hope that the audio is coming through and that all the shaking and everything doesn't mess up anything audio or visual. So hopefully this all works out. So this is a test, but regardless, I feel like it's a pretty good outlet. It's in a way, I'll be able to express, I guess, everything that I'm going through, what I've experienced. And another reason for this too is just in case I have an untimely death, friends, family, my wife, dogs, cats, I am so sorry. And I say the reason for that is because if it ends up happening that I become a firefighter, I don't doubt that I wouldn't be able to. I know it's possible. It's kind of like homework. You just got to do what you need to, and then study, practice, and then you end up reaching your goal and just getting there. Apart from that, I have a lot of commitment, determination, a lot of physical capabilities, and it truly is the only place for now that I see myself doing. I know there's many other careers that I can do, maybe modeling. I know y'all are gonna laugh at that one and say, "What, this guy? Have you seen my wedding photos?" If not, they're on Instagram. Anyway, we're not talking about Instagram, but there's that. I love driving, and there's also YouTube. I mean, really, you never know what will happen with YouTube. I know there's people who may be even born to just feel like they want to make video, but also, why wouldn't you make video on the thing you're doing already every single day and just filming it? So in this case, I'm able to drive to work, also sharing stories, because who doesn't love storytelling or hearing them? And I feel like it could be a hack to be able to, I guess, get used to my own voice too, and there's also little to no pressure because you're not out in public yet. You kind of are, if cars are looking in and they see the camera, but I mean, that's whatever. It's nothing compared to when you're holding it out in public and you feel like everybody's watching you and stuff. So everybody's kind of minding their own business, as they should when they're driving. And it just feels pretty comfortable, normal. But I do feel like I'm going to be like that old man that is just going to be sharing all these stories. But like I said, for this, I really do have a purpose as to why I'm doing it. It's not because, I'm getting old or whatever, but it really is just in case, I leave this world for whatever reason. Pray to God, right? That never happens. I would love to live to 80 because I actually do care a lot more about life, and I value it so much, being that, I have a wife now, and she's my high school sweetheart. For those of you guys that don't know, we've been together for 9 years now and 6 months. So we're about halfway to being 10 years together. And we recently got married on June 7th of 2025. at the El Paso Zoo and back in our hometown. We're living in California now because she's going to vet school, and I think another good reason would be to, you know, make these type of videos is imagine like I do end up having kids and they just lose their father and like just too early and they never really got to know them. So this is also another good way to kind of share like your legacy, your story, and that way your kids don't really have to grow up wondering like how their father was. So I might get emotional sometimes on these videos too, because that's just how I am, I guess. But that's something that I never really express. Like, it's extremely rare that, you know, I end up crying or just, I don't know, getting really sad about some things. But that's just how I am. And maybe not many people know that, especially my friends, because I'm just mostly quiet. And I'm sure they don't like that too much. Like, they would want me to, you know, fully express and embrace who I am with them. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I just know, like, when I'm with Karina, my wife, it's just kind of the one person where I can kind of just fully be dumb and just be myself. So it's pretty hard, even with like our closest friends. Like, I'm not able to fully like be myself, not for any bad reason, but it's just, I don't know what it is. I really don't know. It's like we practically have to live with each other, but I'm also, I don't know. It's difficult. I'm trying to understand myself, and that's part of, you know, something I'm not struggling with, but, you know, just trying to understand. And so, yeah. So, like I said, this is me introducing something else to the channel. Normally, brands, car companies, if y'all want to reach out, feel free, because like I said, not only am I going to be introducing, you know, storytelling like while I'm driving, but it's still going to be sharing the experience with cars, trucks, SUVs, almost anything, even bikes, scooters, anything that has wheels. Feel free to reach out. But it is also the experience that I want to be able to share with my wife. Obviously, you know, we're out here in California. There's so many things that we can go do and see. And to be able to experience that through, you know, like I said, anything that has wheels, that would be great to show on YouTube. And like I said, for our future kids to share with, and that way they can see. But yeah, right now, of course, as y'all might see, I normally try to share anything that is helpful or useful in any way to answer people's questions, because for me personally, I ask a lot of questions, whether it's either to people or myself. And, you know, whenever I'm trying to look for an answer, there's no answer like on YouTube normally, because I'm a visual learner. So I'd rather see like a video. It's like pictures can only say so much, but with an actual video, it kind of gives you a better visual, like just everything in more detail. And so, yeah, that's another thing that I do. And then a part of, you know, sharing any collaborations that I've had with brands, which thank you so much to anybody who has reached out so far. And most recently, iCar Cover, excuse me. These seats that I'm sitting in, I'm not sure if you can tell too much, but they really improved the look of the interior of this RAV4, because I know everything was dirty. They're cloth seats, and that's kind of the bad thing is, you know, they're not really easy to clean. You do have to get them detailed and use a special vacuum to make that happen. What is it, a wet vacuum? And, yep. So anyway, I think I might not talk too much in this video. Like I said, this is just me introducing what's gonna be happening. But on the next video, we'll see what it is. And I hope to see you guys there and in the comments. I'm not sure why I started coughing. It just literally started happening today. That's all for this video. I will see you guys in many more of the future ones. Stay tuned, stay driven, stay focused on driving. But yeah, don't do what I'm doing and don't mess with the camera. But you know, if you need to, pull over first and then touch it. But yeah, like I said, stay driven. The only reason why I do these things is because I'm a really good driver. Like I said, I love driving. Anyway, okay. See you guys later.